This is not the first time a civilian airliner has been shot out of the sky. It has been a rare occurrence, but it does happen. CCTV's Sean Caleb joins us with a look now at other airliners that have been taken down over the past few decades. Sean.
Well, Susan, thanks very much. Exactly. History shows that a tragic event like we are witnessing involving Malaysian Flight 17 quite often happens when tensions are at their greatest, whether it's an all-out war or military skirmishes.
Tragically, commercial airline passengers have found themselves in the crosshairs before. In 1983, Korean Airlines Flight 007 was flying from New York to Seoul, carrying 269 people. The 747 apparently wandered into airspace of the then Soviet Union, and Soviet fighter jets began tracking the aircraft. The Soviet pilots fired 2 air-to-air missiles, downing the jet and killing all on board. The danger, according to security expert Jim Walsh, is an event like this can elevate international tension.
I've often said we're one dead fisherman away from something that could escalate quite quickly.
Tensions were already high between the East and West in the region, and that led the Soviet Union to patrol it more aggressively. The fighter pilot who shot down the aircraft was unrepentant and was quoted as saying, "I saw 2 rows of windows and knew it was a civilian plane, but for me, that meant nothing." For years, the Soviets stymied investigators.
Countries that are really, if something were to happen, would engage in total war, and which both sides fear the other is going to initiate conflict, then everyone's on edge.
That's exactly what happened 5 years later, in July of 1988. The U.S. military was responsible for shooting down an Iranian airliner with 290 people on board. The United States said it was regrettable and basically blamed the fog of war. The USS Vincennes, an American warship, was in a skirmish with several smaller Iranian boats. At the same time, Iranian Flight 655 took off from Bandar Abbas, a civilian and military airfield. The Vincennes says it mistook the Airbus for a much smaller F-14. Iran accused the U.S. of either a criminal act or gross negligence. In the end, the U.S. paid victims' families more than $61 million. The most recent incident before the Malaysian Airlines tragedy happened back in 2001. Siberian Airlines Flight 1812 was downed over the Black Sea by the Ukrainian military. The aircraft was flying from Tel Aviv to southern Siberia, carrying as many as 78 passengers, mostly Israeli. For days, Ukraine officials denied involvement until Russian officials said they found remains of a surface-to-air missile.
And Ukrainian officials eventually said it was a military exercise. Now, in talking with military experts, the MO for countries involved in the downing of a civilian aircraft is often to deny, 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 until they are faced with simply overwhelming evidence. There are a number of other passenger planes that have been shot down, some dating all the way back to World War II, including one in 1973, Libyan Arab Airlines Flight 114, a plane from Cairo to Tripoli that got lost in a sandstorm and was shot down by an Israeli military jet. Interestingly, 5 of the 113 passengers survived that. El Al Flight 402 in 1955, an aircraft that strayed into Bulgaria. It was shot down and killed all 58 people aboard. And Cathay Pacific Airways, a C-54 in 1954, while flying from Bangkok to Hong Kong, a Chinese military aircraft shot the plane down, believing it was a military airplane. China later apologized. 10 of 19 people on board died. Susan?
Sean Caleb's reporting from the newsroom. Thank you for that.